Which is better, weightlifting versus cardio for fat loss? The $1,000,000 question. So I am Coach Seth, weight loss expert, worked with over 10,000 people, and today we're getting down and dirty on which one is going to get you the results for fat loss. Weightlifting versus cardio for fat loss. Which one is better? The age-old question that dumps and makes everyone frustrated, doesn't know what to do. It's going to be answered today. We're going to go over the benefits, the drawbacks of both, so that way you can make a great decision on your next workout, your next program, for you to get the fat loss goals that you want. So I, Coach Seth, weight loss expert, am going to go through all these things, right? So let's do this bullet point style, right? So we got weightlifting and cardio. So weightlifting, right, is the increase of your muscle mass over time, right? So the idea of doing weight training is to increase your muscle mass, which is good because that gives you a higher basal metabolism rate, so BMR, which means you're gonna burn more calories at rest. But cardio, let's not forget about cardio here. It is going to be the instant calorie burn, right? So calorie burn right away, and you can do a lot of it really quickly. So a large amount, 1xxx amount, right? So the idea of these two, how they come into play, is really what your goals are. Which one's going to be the most effective thing for fat loss? Both of them can yield you the results that you want, right? Weight training over time is going to get you there slowly but surely. Cardio, if you have a lot of weight to lose and you want to lose it really quick, focusing on cardio is the way to burn a lot of calories, but eventually we have some other things that we need to get into. And that's kind of the benefits and drawbacks and stuff that we're going to be going into, all right? So let me erase all this. So now that we have the facts there, right, we can focus on this. So effectiveness for fat loss, right? How effective are both of them for fat loss, right? So let's put a W here, and then let's put a C here, right? So looking at the things that we have here, right? Weight training is going to make sure that your metabolism, let's put a big M here, goes up over time, which is going to make you happier at a later date, right? Your cardio, right? Cardio is your calories are going to burn really quickly, which means that you're going to be happy right away because your weight and all that stuff's going to go down right away. But eventually, you know, this is going to come full circle and it's going to get back to where it was because you can't maintain that, right? You can't maintain, you know, running for a couple hours every single day because eventually your body's going to break down, right? And same with your building your muscles. When you're weight training, right, you can't lift weights over and over and over and over again each day, hitting the same muscle group and all the other stuff because your body's not going to recover, right? So we need to understand that we need to have some kind of system here that allows us to get into place, and that's where we're going to go into this, right? So your effectiveness for fat loss, that is a tongue twister, let me tell you. So what that means is, how can you be consistent with what you're doing? Consistency is what's going to get you there, right? So being consistent will get you a big smiley face, and that's what we want. We want to be a big smiley face. So a good way to do this is let's take both of them together, right? So a good program is something that's very fluid, something you can adjust to. So picturing your day out, you know, it's a week, there's 7 days. Let's break that down Barney style. What would be ideal for you? How many days would you weight train? How many days would you do cardio? Or would you combine them both in the same session, right? It really just boils down to what your time frame is, right? And what your goals are. And that's where going into the next point here is sustainability and adaptability, right? So if we know that we're weight training on a Monday, right? And we're hitting like a certain muscle group, let's say we're doing legs, it's going to be really hard to run on Tuesday, right? If you did legs on Monday, right? So we want to make sure that we have adaptability here. We can adjust to what we're doing. And so that's where changing stuff up that makes sense for you is going to make it a lot easier for you to adhere to it, right? The next big thing is adherence. Like, how constant can you be happy with what you're doing to get the result that you want, right? Is, if you can't be consistent with what you're doing, if you can't adhere to it right away, that's perfectly fine. You want to adjust to this. You want to make this a lifestyle change. You don't want to all of a sudden, I think we all fall victim to this, is we don't want to just drop 10 pounds right away to gain it back. Ain't no one got time for that, right? And so that's where the impact on your body composition comes into play. So your body fat percentage, right? Which one is going to benefit you more? Doing a bunch of cardio all the time? Now, don't get me wrong, your heart, it needs to tick. If your heart ain't ticking, you ain't getting nowhere, folks. But over time, you can't keep your cardio levels super high, right? If you're a long distance runner, right, you can't run a bunch of long runs, like 100-mile races back to back to back to back to back without any recovery. It's just not going to happen, right? Same with if you're doing a bunch of 5Ks. You're doing like a couch to a 5K. There's a whole program they have you do. And the reason why is that they want you to adjust to it. They want you to get on some kind of program that you can rely into it. So before we get into the next part of this, is this making sense? Am I talking a foreign language to y'all? Let me know in the comments so I can get a little, pump the brakes to see where everyone's at. But, the next part here, right, is our weight training, right? So weight training, right, is going to increase our muscle mass. So if we're increasing our muscle mass, that's going to make us happy because we're retaining muscle, right? Which means we're going to burn more calories at a rested state. What I mean by rested state is just sitting here. You're not doing nothing, but you're burning fat. All right, so that's where weight training is going to come into play. So really what it does is it has to boil down into what your goals are. Which one's beneficial, which one do you need to focus on, is really what you should focus the most on is what is your goal? Are you trying to lose a whole bunch of weight right away? Are you trying to become, more active? Those are the things that you should focus on. And when it comes to fat loss, right? Having a combination of weight training and cardio is gonna benefit you more than just focusing on one thing, right? You don't want to just focus on one thing. So, well, there you have it, folks. Weight training versus cardio, which one is better for you for fat loss? They both have a lot of great benefits. If you're trying to burn a lot of calories really quick, focus on cardio. If you're trying to withstand time and burn more calories at a seated state, being relaxed, focus on your weight training, right? But make sure that you can adhere to it, make sure that you can be consistent with what you're doing, right? And then find a way to blend those so that way you're getting the benefits for both of them while also negating and bringing down some of those drawbacks for them. So that being said, I do have a program starting up here soon for busy parents. If you got kiddos starting school, I got a back to school boot camp special. So if you want to get fixed at my boot camp, in the comments below, please put boot camp, B-O-O-T, and then camp, C-A-M-P. I'll reach out to you, make sure it's a good fit for you, and then we'll get you rock and roll and better you. All right, folks, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the flip flop. Peace.